Okay, so we're going to get started with the cylinder. And it's just my choice to start with the cylinder. You can literally start many different ways. I picked a cylinder, and you're going to see why here shortly. I initially thought of a cone, and then I tried a cone, and I realized I didn't like the cone because cones act differently than cylinders. And so my second choice was to pick the cylinder. And so I have selected a cylinder, I've drawn the cylinder, and in my front view I have moved the cylinder up so that you can see the cylinder in front of my character. Now, what I'm going to do so that I can see through that is I'm going to add material to it. Sure I can. Okay. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to change the opacity. And I think somewhere around 40 was good. Yeah, that worked. And I'm just going to change the color. You can do whatever you want. I just like working with blue for some reason, even though he's fire. You can just pick a different color. Okay, and so I've created that, applied that material, and now I can see through my cylinder, and it will help me when I'm working on this model. Okay, so we're all set up here. Now, the first thing I need to do is come over to my Edit tab and make adjustments to my parameters before I convert this to an editable poly. I don't need 16 sides, that's too many. And I think 8's too few. I'm going to go with 10. Now here's why I'm going to do 10. Actually, I'm going to do 12. Now the reason I want to do 12 is because I want a center line right here because I'm going to turn on my slice so that I only have half of my cylinder. When you model characters that are symmetrical, and I realize this sketch isn't symmetrical, we're going to do some artistic license with this so that it is. And also I did it so that you can see why you want to do symmetrical sketches. We often work with symmetry. We do one side of the model and then we use the symmetry modifier to create the other side of the model so that the model is symmetrical. Okay, so one lesson to be learned here, this is not a symmetrical sketch. It is not great for character modeling, so don't do this. It's adorable and it's great for presenting characters to your clients, but it's not great for modeling. For modeling, we want the Vitruvian man pose, right, where he's got his arms out, his legs out, and he's symmetrical. Okay, so but I'm going to take some artistic license with this so that I can show you how to create this video. All right, I've turned slice on down here, and I want to enter 90 in the slice from, and minus 90 in the slice to, and it will create this half cylinder, as you can see, that I can use to model one side of my character. And then when I apply the symmetry modifier, it will duplicate all the work I've done over here to the other side without me having to double my efforts. All right. So another thing I want to do for my cylinder is I need caps. And that's because I'm going to sprout his legs and his fire out of the tops and the bottoms of the cylinder. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to add, let's see, will that work? I'm going to add 3 cap segments. Okay. Now the reason I did that is I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, where are his legs going to go and where is the fire going to go, and that should work for me. And then I don't, probably not going to, well, I mean, that's going to create that one horn. So I have 1, 2, 3 peaks that I can work with for fire, for his horns on his fire. And then here on the bottom, I can extrude out his little legs. So that's how you make decisions about what you do. Now, if you make a decision and it doesn't work out, you have learned not to do that again. You save yourself time in the future. So what we're going to do is set this. I've got 12 sides, 3 cap segments, and by default I have 5 cap segments. Now I'm going to look here. These are going to be this is going to be my fire. This is going to be my face. These 3 will be my body. That's actually pretty good. Let me take a look at what 6 looks like. No, it's too many. Okay. You want to, in this case, I know I always tell you guys don't do the bare minimum, but sometimes you want to do the bare minimum because you don't want to eat up too much of your memory. So the way we do that is by looking at the raw geometry and thinking about what it needs to have to be able to sculpt out our character. Okay? And so I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to change that radius to 40 so that it's just working with solid numbers. Height, I'm going to need to go higher because I need that to be up here maybe. I'm debating. I think I might want it down here. Let me do 50, see what that looks like. No, too low. Let's try 60. Okay, that's good. So right now what I have done is I have created half my character. He's not in Vitruvian Man pose, but I'm going to pretend he is. And it's going to allow me to work with the top of his head. And I'm going to move some of these around. His face, and then these 3 will be part of his body. Okay, I think that works. So I'm now going to convert that to an editable poly. And now allows me to get into my sub-object mode so that I can continue to work from there. I'm going to stop right here for now and continue the next video.